New information that clarifies exactly when the EV tax credit changes go into place, and news if you've also placed your order already. Let's get right into it. Automakers are scrambling to decode the new US EV tax credit, and that's understandable given that this is an over 700-page bill, which just this week President Joe Biden has signed and made it official. But let's get into the new updates and details regarding the requirements and the timelines. And then there were 20. The Biden administration just announced a list of 20 EVs that, as of this being signed into law, now qualify for the EV tax credit based on the location of assembly. Now remember, the Inflation Reduction Act in this EV tax credit required cars being assembled here in North America. So you can see here 20 vehicles remain, and this is for the remainder of 2022. Again, the remainder of this year, and come 2023, new requirements come into place. And we're going to get right into that here in a second. But the Biden administration released this list. You can see Tesla is on this list. Now the vehicle caps, the 200,000 sales vehicle caps is still in place until the new EV tax credit takes over in January of 2023. So if you do have an order prior to this being signed into law this week, you can still take the previous tax credit, any remaining tax credit if your vehicle and manufacturer qualify if you take delivery next year. Again, you have to have an order in place before this was signed. But what about future Tesla orders? What if you order right now or even next year? What are the timelines and how much are you going to get? So come 2023, Tesla will be fully qualified for this tax credit. And there's two different areas I want to focus on, the batteries and then the assembly. But first, we're going to go into when exactly you get this credit. Well, actually, when you dig into the bill, which is now a law, in 2024, you're going to have to wait 12 months to actually take this at the point of sale. I just wanted to clear this up. Again, there's a lot of debunking and research happening right now, so I'm constantly learning. So next year, let's say you take delivery next year, you're going to have to wait until 2023's tax filing. Again, if you take delivery in 2023, a point I need to clear up, you don't get that credit until tax filing for 2023, which means you get it in 2024. Come 2024, you get it at the point of sale. Again, 2024 is the official start of the point of sale. And then if you take delivery this coming year in 2023, you must wait at point of tax filing. Starting in 2024, you'll no longer have to wait for tax season to claim the credit. Instead, you can transfer the credit to the dealer, which then can apply at time of sale, meaning the price you pay will reflect the discount. So regarding binding agreements, the final assembly requirement does not apply until after the Inflation Reduction Act was signed August 16th, 2022. So if you've entered into a written binding contract to purchase a new qualifying EV before then, but do not take possession of the vehicle until on or after that date, you can claim the EV credit based on the rules that were in effect before the Inflation Reduction Act was enacted. So we talked earlier about two distinct requirements for this EV tax credit, the battery components and minerals, and we'll go over that here in a second, and the assembly of the actual car. So the assembly for Tesla, if you're ordering here in the United States, those will qualify. All of the Teslas will qualify if you are taking delivery here in the United States. But I want to talk about the battery components and minerals. Let's get into that. In our last video, we went over a clear sliding scale as the years go on. This is a 10-year law. So there's different requirements that increase as time goes on. But when does this actually go into place? Well, other requirements that have not been phased in yet include the battery materials and those critical minerals. So when should we expect an update? Well, the latest is the IRS probably won't issue a clear requirement on this until after December 31st of this year. So really, what does this all mean? This sliding scale, the battery minerals and components requirement? Well, I'm going to break it down really simply. At the end of this year in 2022, we're going to be learning new information, which Teslas qualify, which Teslas based on the components for the battery and the minerals qualify, and for how much you're going to get, because this credit, $7,500, is broken up into two segments, battery components and minerals. The other segment is where the vehicle is assembled, which we talked about. The Teslas qualify. All Teslas qualify for that. The remaining requirements we will find out at the end of the year, the battery requirements. So make sure to subscribe because the IRS is going to come out with very, very important information in the coming months. So if you're deciding on a Tesla, now is definitely the time to get those updates. So this is really important if you're considering buying a Tesla. The Model 3 long range has been removed from the website. Will the Model Y qualify? Well, first of all, the Model 3 long range, there's been a lot of talk, and I think that it's going to come back online within the cap requirements for sedans. Now, the cap requirements is $55,000. That's the high cap. That's the maximum that the MSRP price can be. That's the base price. So I think that's going to come back online here within maybe 1 to 3 weeks at a lower price. Now, the battery components of the Model 3 rear-wheel drive do not qualify because we do know that those battery components come from China, and the requirement states it has to be here in North America or mined by a country the US has a free trade agreement with. Now, there has been some talks on will the Model Y qualify? And the short answer is yes, it does qualify based on the assembly and the price. Now, for SUVs, the cap is $80,000. So for the long range and the performance, they do fall that price under $80,000. But more information, again, will be coming out at the end of the year regarding those battery components and minerals. So to be 100% sure if the Model Y does qualify and how much you're going to get, make sure to subscribe because that news is going to come out very quickly here, and especially as we approach the end of the year. So here's the rundown. If you have an order placed before this was signed, you're good. You still get a credit if your EV qualifies. Now again, Tesla has already reached the cap on the old plan. So if you have not ordered or you have an order already, you want to take delivery next year. That's the only way. Maybe you can delay your order or your delivery date if you have an order already, or you can cancel and reorder. That's completely up to you. Just remember, you're gonna lose that deposit if you cancel any order, but the only way you're gonna get the new credit is taking delivery in 2023. Again, as a recap, you don't get that credit until you file your taxes for 2023, which would be in 2024. Come 2024, you get it at the point of sale. And also new information, the IRS is going to tell us more details about the battery components and requirements as we approach the end of the year, so you don't want to miss that, so make sure to subscribe. And finally, will the Model 3 long range come back online at a lower price? Is it sold out for this year? When is that going to come back online? And does the Model Y 100% qualify? These are all things that we're going to learn here in the coming months. So when should you order your Tesla? My prediction over the next few months, here's what I think is going to happen. Now, Elon on the shareholders meeting said we're past peak inflation. And because of that, prices for goods, again, you're taking delivery 6 to 8 months down the road in some cases, are going to fall. And if those costs do fall and inflation has passed, then Tesla can lower their prices. Now, of course, there's no guarantee on that, but now we see the EV tax credit in play. We're going to get more information on battery components. What I do think will happen is, especially with the Model Y, I think they're all going to get the same credit. It's going to be all or nothing, either all $7,500 or half that. All will get $3,750. It really depends, and it also depends on if each model gets batteries from different locations. Does the long range get the same battery components as the performance, and so on? What are your thoughts? I know there's been some disappointment about this bill being very restrictive, and now you can see for the remainder of the year, there's only 20 EVs that do qualify. But think about the future, especially with cars like the Cybertruck coming online, starting production, rumored to be and confirmed by Elon in 2023. So that would be an SUV that would qualify. I want to know what you think of the EV tax credit down below. Are you going to wait until 2023 to take delivery or place your order? Or maybe you wait until 2024 so you can get it at the point of sale. Is this EV tax credit fair? Does it cover enough EVs? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So hopefully you enjoyed this content. I know I'm constantly learning and correcting and adding information to my videos, and especially as we move forward, there'll be much more of that new information. So if you do like this content, the only way I know you enjoyed it is of course to drop a like and consider subscribing. It's going to be a really fast moving next few months with a lot of information. Can't wait to see you in the next video, and we'll see you then.